Welcome back to this Let's Play of The Last Remnant. We've been looking through the ancient ruins. We're in the Grammi Tier Anatoray, and, well, so far this place has been kind of a letdown. It's just not as hard as it's supposed to be.
Let's do this!
Here's the first monster that's actually a challenge. It's a rare monster, but it's always up, so it's kind of not rare. But from the, well, I'll have them stand around. From the demons that were sitting there, I got battle rank 50, which, I don't know, you know, could be worse. At this point, I don't care as much, because the stat growth is all going to characters I'm going to use for the long term. The Observer is, well, you have about 3 turns of it being fairly easy. It doesn't do anything particularly unusual. In fact, I probably shouldn't have had people on standby for that turn. But, oh well. It really doesn't get interesting until the 3rd turn, where it starts using Overdrive every turn. We've only run into a couple things using Overdrive, but more or less Overdrive just makes it do 5 things every time it would take an action, instead takes 5. And it actually, compared to what else these kind of monsters can do, these guys, the Observer's not that hard. It doesn't do anything super annoying, other than the fact that it does 5 of it. But you have a couple turns in which to try to avoid that by just getting rid of it. Well, so much for that. I guess I should have left a union out that turn instead. The probability that any of your unions is going to survive 5 actions from this thing is more or less 0. So, it essentially kills everything it deadlocks. And I'm hoping that I can actually pull this around, because it may not be so easy. I was hoping that we might survive a turn there, but... And it does this every turn until it's dead. So it's really a question of how much damage can you do during the first turn, because after that, you're going to raise 1 union. Maybe 1 will survive, but I wouldn't get them wrong. And that's that. So let's try that again, because it didn't go very well. And this turns out to be just kind of random, actually, because it's really a question of what you have available on that first turn. Because once it starts overdriving, your chances of winning drop dramatically. If you can get a summon out there, and you can have lots of groups sort of attacking from the side, yeah, you could probably still continue to survive it, but I wouldn't give you a huge chance. It always does curse first turn. It can be silenced, and if you do silence it, it won't kill everybody that turn, but I wouldn't gamble on that happening. Hopefully they didn't resurrect, so I think we're pretty much dead. But we'll see it to the end, just to see if we can. Special art dodging is the other way you can survive around in this thing's face, but don't gamble on it. The other thing you can do is just have your other groups, just only have like 1 or 2 groups engaging at a time, and then you'll be able to at least bring people back. This is where Kiss of Life becomes useful, because otherwise you just waste too many healing supplies. Double time, which gives speed up, obviously increases your chances of actually, landing in an attack. But it's not great chances. And also, there's the thing with if it multi-deadlocks, but the group you last engaged it with died, then the next group gets a free round of hits. That's very important for this particular fight, because there's not many other ways you're going to make it happen. And it would be nice if I would see some attack from a distance, but they're not showing up. If you tell people to heal, then they will, bring people back. But if you just tell them to attack, or you stay on their toes, they won't. But if you tell them to heal and there's no one left to heal, then they'll attack. So it's, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, which one you want to choose. One other thing I could do is turn on Arcana, since they will also, essentially they attack from a distance. And they don't involve actually engaging the enemy. If you do succeed in blacking it out, that also works. So I don't think no, everybody's just going to stay on standby. If you can get somebody into a flanking position, it's not really all that useful, because, well, that requires somebody to essentially hold the front, and if nobody's holding the front, then, well, your flanking goes away. Well, that was mercifully fast. So we're slowly making progress on this guy, but I'll fight any further ones of these off-screen, because as you can see, they take a long time to fight, because there's not really any good way to fight them. If you have really powerful characters, you can actually just win during that first turn and a half, essentially before it starts going postal, and that works out, but we're not there yet. I suppose a well-timed Cachexia could also get past his ability to spam stuff. Maybe not. Because he has to have the AP before you can get rid of it. So. Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah, actually that works. And finally it goes down. After how many turns? 11 turns.
Sweet!
That means nothing to me.
Rush got ninja. Hey, I got something out of it at least. Now that he's a ninja, he's immune to insta-kill attacks, which is, handy.
I got it.
Alright, this Rhea's note is a guaranteed drop from this guy. Pretty much every one of your characters is going to need a couple of these for every upgrade they do after a certain point, for like the last 3 tiers of upgrades. So, yeah, those observers are a pain, but you more or less have to fight them. And, it gets easier, obviously, because as you get more powerful, you just splatter them a lot faster. So, and then I have to remember which way is south. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Actually, I'm going to save. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode. So next time we will continue on into Grammi Tier de Sith, which is just down this hallway. Yeah, there's a zone transition here, it's not too obvious. Well, I guess there's another set of rock graders here too. But anyway, we'll see you there.